We all have fears. I don't care how courageous you say you are. The likelihood is that somewhere in your life you have a little bit of fear. Maybe you hesitate, you resist, you procrastinate. Could be about speaking up about something or doing something, even a new habit. These are all fears that are underlying whatever it is you're not doing, right? So we all have some level of fear. Let's just agree to that. Okay? Might be small, might be large. Question is, what do we do about that? I have talked about and written about fear quite often, but today what I want to talk about is this definition that comes out of the world of high performance. You know, I'm a certified high performance coach, and Brendan Burchard actually says that fear is a mismanagement of your mind. It's poor management of your mind, meaning your thoughts. Because fear is always a projection into the future. Your mind, your brain is projecting into the future and thinking about something that could happen, a potentiality, a future potential that could happen, but it's what you don't want to have happen. And so you're worried about it or anxious about it or scared that this thing will happen. In fact, it's just a potential. Now, there are real fears, like there's a truck coming head on towards you, there's a mountain lion chasing you, a dog chasing you. These are real fears. Somebody has a gun up against your head. That's true fear. But the majority of the fears that we have about failure or judgment or any of that, they're just projections. Even if you can say, well, every time I talk to this person, they judge me. Okay, but you're projecting into the future that they'll do it again, right? And from a metaphysical standpoint, what we focus on expands, right? And what we resist persists. So we're always creating more of what we don't want if we're focused on it. That's the issue with fear, is that if you're focused on fear, you know, and what you're afraid of, you're going to create more of that. Even if it's just in your body, you're going to be more afraid. So, yeah, let's not even mention the fact that there's a high likelihood you're going to create what you're afraid of just because you're focused on it. Anyway, let's go back to a more psychology-based discussion of fear. And that is that when you allow your mind or your brain to train on thoughts that bring up fear for you, you are mismanaging your mind. We all have the ability to manage our mind, to manage our thoughts. Let's just keep it simple, okay? So if you are allowing your thoughts to be focused on what you don't want and the things that make you anxious and scared or worried, then you're mismanaging your thoughts. So the key is to learn to manage them better. So how do we do that? There's I've heard different things about what comes first, thoughts or feelings or thoughts. Let's approach it from both aspects, okay, from both angles. If you are feeling scared, it's very easy to stop, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what am I thinking about? When you can get clarity on what you're thinking about that is causing you to feel afraid, you can then shift your attention to something else. You can focus on a different thought, right? That is a very simple way to begin to manage your mind, manage your thoughts, and move yourself out of fear. Let's say, on the other hand, that so we talked about, if you're feeling scared, you can look at your thoughts, right? And you can change your thoughts. What if you just look at your thoughts? You can do that too, right? Because if you, let's say, meditate and you begin to notice where your thoughts go, do they always go to the things you don't want, the things you're scared of? Then that is going to generate, again, those emotions, right? So we can look at, we're feeling scared, what am I thinking about? Or what am I thinking about, and how does that then translate into an emotion? Actually, from the perspective of the emotions come first, you would want to think about, what am I feeling, right? And how is that generating thoughts? And the reverse of that, I know this is sounding very confusing, it's what am I thinking and how is that generating the emotion? So they're really so connected. I actually don't think that there's a one or the other with thought, which comes first. I think it's all happening like instantaneously. But the key here is, if you know that you're feeling anxious or scared, get clear on what you're thinking about and shift your focus to different thoughts that make you feel more secure, more confident, right? So whichever way you look at it, that's what you're doing. You're managing your mind. You're managing your thoughts. So meditation is a really good way to begin to notice what you're thinking about, because most of us just go through the day and we pay no attention to actually what thoughts are in our head that are creating a response in our body, right? So do some meditation and just get quiet and notice where your thoughts go, because you're not going to clear your head of all thoughts. They're going to pop up. So notice what thoughts pop up. And when during the day you're feeling anxious or scared, ask yourself, what am I thinking? What am I thinking right now? Because from the emotion spark the thought perspective, if you are feeling scared, then you're having, in response to that, thoughts that are increasing that fear. If you are feeling scared, you want to figure out what you're thinking, right? So the other thing is to keep a journal. Keep a journal, and every time you feel scared, write down what it is you're thinking about, right? The other part of managing your mind so that you have less fear has to do with knowing that you have that what you're thinking about is not real. Like, this fear is not real. It's a construct, a future potentiality that you may never happen. And so a great thing to ask yourself is, am I safe right now? And that thing I think is going to happen, has it ever happened to me before? Do I have any proof that it's going to happen again? Right? Because what happens is, a lot of times, is that we're so focused on something happening that we already don't feel safe, when in fact we are safe. So somebody asked me about this recently, because a coach of mine, I kept bringing up the fact that I was worried about financially supporting myself. Okay, so that I had these fears about being safe if I had to support myself, because I have a husband who also brings in money. Actually, he brings in the majority of the money in our family. And so, we were just talking about this, and I had an enormous amount of fear around my ability to support myself financially. And the question I was asked is, Nina, have you ever not had enough money? Nina, when you lived on your own, did you support yourself? When you were growing up, was there ever not enough money? Have you ever not been safe financially? And I said, no, I haven't. I mean, yes, my mother had fears that maybe I adopted, but was I ever in a situation where I was homeless, or feared for being homeless, or couldn't support myself, or my parents couldn't support the family? No, it's never been the case. So that's a reassurance, right? No, I don't have anything to be scared about, because that's never happened to me before. On an extreme level, I know people who will say, I was scared and I didn't die, right? Like, I was worried about that thing and I did it and I didn't die. And so that's the extreme of it, is I didn't die, right? I'm still here to tell the story. The likelihood is, if something else scary happens, or I have to do something scary, I won't die. So that is how you begin to manage your mind, okay? I've given you several tactics that are about really shifting your perspective, shifting how you think, shifting where you place your thoughts. So that is it for today. I would love for you to leave me a comment down below and tell me how you manage your mind, how you manage your fears and your thoughts. And if you want more information, go on over to ninaamir.com and check out my blog, or consider joining the Inspired Creator community, because that's where I offer lots of tips and strategies on moving through fear. So I am Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I'm the founder of the Inspired Creator Community. I am a high performance coach and an inspired results coach, an intuitive coach. If you want to find out more, like I said, go on over to ninaamir.com or check out the Inspired Creator Community.